Hello and welcome to Module 3 of Emotional Intelligence Management. In this module, we shall be discussing self-regulation, otherwise known as self-management. That is mastering your own emotion, impulse, and action. By the end of this lesson, students should be able to define self-regulation and its core elements, learn techniques for emotional self-management and stress reduction. Students should also be able to understand impulse control and emotional balance. Students should also be able to identify common obstacles as well as the benefit of effective self-regulation. The module content includes the definition and element of self-regulation, techniques for emotional self-management, stress management, impulse control and emotional balance, obstacles to effective self-regulation, as well as benefits of effective self-regulation. Then the conclusion. Let us begin with the introduction. In every areas of life, whether academic, professional, or personal, the ability to understand and manage one's internal experiences play a central role in long-term success and well-being. This course, self-regulation and emotional management, is designed to equip learners with the knowledge, skills, and practical tools needed to navigate emotions, impulses, and stressors with confidence and resilience. Throughout this course, we will explore the fundamental process involved in managing emotion, directing behavior, and maintaining mental balance. Learners will gain a deep understanding of what self-regulation truly means, beyond simple self-control, and how it involves a dynamic interplay between awareness, thought pattern, emotional response, and behavior. Additionally, the course highlights the importance of impulse control, helping learners understand how immediate urge can conflict with long-term goals, offering pathways to develop greater patience, discipline, and behavioral consistency. Ultimately, the aim of this course is not merely to provide theoretical understanding, but to promote meaningful personal growth. Participants will develop actionable skills that can be applied in daily life, supporting healthier relationships, improved performance, clear thinking, and a stronger sense of self-mastery. What is self-regulation? By way of definition, self-regulation is the deliberate process of managing one's thoughts, emotion, puzzle, and behavior to achieve long-term goals and maintain stability. In other words, it is the process of managing your thoughts, your emotion, puzzles, stress, and behavior to achieve your long-term goal. Key ideas is that it is about pausing, assessing, and choosing a thoughtful response instead of reacting automatically. Why does it matter? It matters because it is foundational for personal growth, relationship, and success. It matters also because it enables focus, motivation, and resilience under stress. It also helps to move you from reaction to intentional action. Let us look at the core element of self-regulation, a dynamic system of internal management which involves self-awareness, self-monitoring, self-evaluation, self-control, emotional regulation, motivation and goal orientation, self-reflection. So self-awareness there means notifying your internal state. Self-monitoring involves tracking behaviors and triggers. Self-evaluation, assessing alignment with your goal and standard. Self-control, restricting impulse, restraining impulse. Then emotional regulation involves managing emotion response. Motivation and goal oriented, staying focused on your purpose. Self-reflection involves learning from your past experience. These elements work together to support conscious self-guidance. Having known that, let us move further by looking at the techniques for emotional self-management. Some of the techniques used for emotional self-management include cognitive techniques. Cognitive. which involve refraining your thoughts. It has to do with organizing and managing your thoughts. So cognitive has to do with thought. Change interpretation to change motion. Example, I made a mistake. This is a chance to learn. So you don't condemn yourself because you have made a mistake. Even if you write exam and fail, you have to position your mindset that you will still write again and pass. There's psychological techniques which involve deep breathing, grounding, calm the body calm the body to calm the mind. Example, 4 to 6 breathing to reduce immediate anxiety. We have the behavioral techniques which involve pause, take a breath, and choose opposite action. Add your way into feeling. Example, when you are being provoked, instead of retaliating, you walk away to cool down before responding in anger. Now we have interpersonal techniques which involve assertive communication, stating boundaries. It involves to manage emotion through healthier interaction. Example, use the word I feel statement to express disappointment calmly. Now let us look at understanding and managing the stress. What is stress? Stress is the body's reaction to demand or challenge. So it is your body's reaction to any demanding situation or any challenging situation. We have types of stress like acute versus chronic. Acute is very short, while the chronic is very long. You have eustress, which is stress that is motivating, and distress, which is the stress that is harmful to the body system. Then common stressors are workload, conflict, that's things that bring stress to us, workload, conflict, uncertainty, time pressure, and life changes. Then stress management techniques include cognitive, which involves thinking, change your thinking method, always think positive. Psychologically, which involve exercise, meditation and yoga. Emotional, which involve gratitude practice and journaling. Then behavioral, which involve time management and health routine. Interpersonal, which involves social skills and communication skill. Then lifestyle, which involve deep nutrition and nature time. These are methods used to manage stress. Having known that, let us look at impulse control. Impulse. What is an impulse? Impulse is the ability to resist sudden urge and choose deliberate action. Impulse, the ability to resist certain urge like anger, anxiety, and you choose a deliberate action. Why it matters is because it prevents overreaction and harmful decision. It helps to build discipline and strengthen relationships. So impulse will help us to prevent unnecessary overreaction and harmful decision when we are angry. Two, it also help us to build discipline, to discipline ourselves and strengthen relationship. Example of poor impulse control include shouting while when you are angry, shouting in anger, impulse spending, interrupting others while they are speaking. The techniques used to impulse control include pause and breath. You pause and breath before you react. Create a space before reacting. Then delay response. Yes, you delay response. I will reply when I am calm. Yes, that is example. Then use self-talk. Always stay focused and think. Think first before you react. Then remove yourself. That is withdrawal method. That is stepping aside from the trigger. Then plan ahead is a method which involves anticipate and prepare for challenging situation. So these are techniques used to control impulse. Then emotional balance. What is emotional balance? By way of definition, it is the manage it emotional balance it involves managing emotion so no single feeling overwhelms your function. It involves managing emotion so that no single feelings overwhelms your functioning. It is not suppression, it is understanding and responding appropriately. Yes, it involves understanding and responding appropriately. Signs of imbalance include signs of imbalance, frequent mood swing, overwhelm, difficulty calming down. So these are some of the signs of emotional imbalance. Strategies to balance your emotion include emotional awareness, that is knowing your own emotion and that of others, Then mindfulness, that stay present without judgment. Healthy expression, that is communication skill, share feelings calmly. Cognitive restructuring, that is reframe negative thoughts. Physical regulation like breath, stretch and move. Then balanced lifestyle, which is you sleep, take good nutrition and then necessary connection. Now let us look at common obstacle to self-regulation. That is barrier that can hinder effective self-management. Lack of emotional awareness. When you lack the skill of emotional awareness, it will hamper your ability to self regulation. Then poor self control like excessive impulsivity, procrastination can hinder self regulation. High level of stress like chronic overwhelmed pairs, clear thinking can hamper self regulation. Negative habits like automatic unhelpful behavior can also hamper self-regulation. Cognitive biases, distorted thinking can also be a hindrance to self-regulation. Lack of motivation, unclear goal or fear of failure can also hamper self-regulation. Environmental factors like noise, toxic relationship, clutters can also serve as a hindrance to self-regulation. Then unmanaged emotional trigger, that's past wounds, driving present reaction can also hamper effective self-regulation. Awareness of this obstacle is the first step to overcoming them. Now let us look at the benefit of effective self-regulation. One, some of the reward include enhanced emotional stability. It enhances emotional stability, that is calmness under pressure. It will make one to be calm under pressure. Another importance of effective self-regulation is improved decision making. Yes, it helps in making an improved decision making. Stronger relationship, it helps to build stronger relationship. It also increase productivity in a workplace. Better health, yes, lower stress, improve mental and physical well-being. So it lower stress, improve mental and physical well-being. Then higher resilience, yes, it helps in the adaptability and recovery from adversity. So self-regulation is an investment in long-term personal and professional success. Putting it all together, the self-regulation circle, it involves awareness, that is notifying you, knowing your inner state. Then you pause, stop the automatic reaction, then assess what is the trigger. You now assess the trigger, what is the goal. Then you now choose a strategy, use a technique like breath and reframe, then act intentional, respond deliberately. Then the last circle is reflect. What worked out? What can I learn from this? This circle strengthens with practice. In conclusion, self-regulation is learnable skill for managing thoughts, emotion and behavior. It relies on self-awareness, self-control and emotional regulation. Practical techniques involve cognitive, psychological, behavioral. It can be applied on daily basis. Stress management and impulse control are critical components. Obstacles exist but can be overcome with intention and strategy. The benefit The benefits impact every areas of life such as relationship, health and achievement. Mastery leads to greater intentionality, resilience and personal freedom. Thank you and have a nice day.